But we need to look at the broader picture here. And the Vedas and Puranas have mentions of concepts that were only much later discovered by science greats. Namaste everyone, welcome to Beyond the Headlines with me Deepti J. Verma. Now you must be seeing hashtags like Know Your Handloom, Know Your Weave and Vocal for Local trending on social media this week. They trend around this time every year as the National Handloom Day is celebrated every year on August 7th. But what is the National Handloom Day and why is it celebrated? Now with the partition of Bengal, the Swadeshi movement had gained momentum, but it was only on August 7, 1905 that a formal proclamation was made at the Calcutta Town Hall to boycott foreign goods and rely only on Indian-made products. More than a century later, it was in 2015 that PM Modi inaugurated the first National Handloom Day as a salute to the weavers and artisans and to promote both the handmade and the handwoven. Now, what is handloom? Now, till a few years ago, the word itself conjured up images of exhibitions we were all dragged with our mothers or simple saris worn by either politicians or artists. But that's not the case any longer. Handmade is all the rage now and hand-woven is bang on trend. Not long ago, in 2019, Delhi saw the celebration of 100 years of Khadi, where couturiers celebrated Khadi on the runway. And today, a lot of young designers and labels are expressing their fashion through Khadi and other natural fabrics and weaves using Indian workmanship and indigenous embroidery. Yes Poho, a techno-experience social platform, is also celebrating National Handloom Day with grandeur by hosting one of India's biggest 10-day handloom virtual exhibitions and exhibiting a diversity of weaves of India with the campaign Know Your Weave. Yes Poho has planned to showcase 12,000 plus products in natural fabrics and weaves like Banarasi, Chanderi, Ikat, Maheshwari, Tussar and Kanchipuram silk. This event also aims to empower the weavers and revive the country's second oldest industry. It also puts focus on preserving the culture of handloom weaving and prevent this decades-old heritage from dying. Know Your Weave campaign is right now trending on social media platforms and we can all take part in it. Also, what constitutes as handloom? Now, be it Tamil Nadu's famous Kanchipuram saris or Assam's Muga or the Banarsi brocades of Uttar Pradesh, India has the largest weaving industry in the world. Now, while different definitions of the word have evolved since the Handloom Reservation and Articles for Production Act in 1985, where handloom meant any loom other than power loom, in recent years it has become more elaborate. In 2012, a new definition was proposed where handloom now means any loom other than power loom and includes any hybrid loom on which at least one weaving requires manual intervention or human energy for production. Why is handloom important to preserve today? The handloom sector not only depicts our nation's glorious cultural heritage, but is also an important source of livelihood for people in the country. And as over 70% of handloom weavers and allied workers are women, it also acts as a key to boost women empowerment. The industry has negligible power usage, low carbon footprint, and high potential for innovation. Households are the basic unit of production, and all members of the family engage at multiple stages of the value chain. It is also primarily rural and is almost wholly unorganized in nature. Its uniqueness lies in its domestic value chain and a traditionally strong base of raw material with its distinction, ensuring that India continues to be a highly attractive investment destination for the foreseeable future. Today, under the India Handloom brand, a total of more than 22,000 registrations had been issued up to 31st March 2020 under the Handloom mark. The production of handlooms in 2018 to 2019 was 49,000 crores and Indian handicrafts and handlooms are almost 24,000 crores in industry as of 2021 March. As per the fourth All India Handloom Census, the number of households engaged in handloom activities was 31.45 lakhs. And in fact, nearly 15% of cloth production in India is from the handloom sector. From plain looms to the decorated works that include saris, shawls, dharis, carpets, angocha, gamcha, dress materials, the textile and the handloom sector in India continues as the second largest source of employment for people after agriculture. Earlier this month, Vaishali Shadangule became the first Indian woman designer to showcase her collection at the Paris Haute Couture Week. Her collection Shwas or Breath was made up of 30 looks inspired by the natural motifs of leaves, tree branches and barks made of Indian weaves and textiles. Now there are other young names spinning their own yarn with handloom too. Lakshita Jalori makes swimsuits with a Banarsi twist. Aratrik Dev Barman creates jobs for the women weavers in Northeast via his label Tilla, and bodies by Ruchika Sachdev brings a minimal look to the traditional craft. Traditionally, one saw a host of rural exhibitions, haats, bazaars that witnessed the participation of weavers and artisans from across the country everywhere. Places like Dilli Haat, Dastkar and emporiums usually provided visibility, sales and exposure. However, with repeated lockdowns, norms of social distancing and sudden economic turbulence, no such fervent exhibitions or markets could be witnessed in the last couple of years. Now it's up to fashion designers, influencers and celebrities to promote the finesse of Indian weavers on the global map, and to communicate, disseminate and engage with not just the global audience but the Indian diaspora also through these symbols of cultural expression. Let's look at the way forward. In Budget 2021-22, the government proposed a scheme for setting up mega textile parks in the country to enable India's textile industry to become globally competitive, attract large investments and boost employment generation through the creation of world-class infrastructure. The demand for textile will rise by many-fold as the global population will touch the 8.1 billion mark by 2025. We also have the Weaver Mudra scheme that aims at providing adequate and timely assistance from the bank to the weavers and meet their credit requirement, that is for investment needs as well as for working capital in a flexible and cost-effective manner. Now, in harmony with the concept of minimum government and maximum governance, the All India Handloom Board was abolished in July 2020. However, we have other institutional frameworks that exist today to support the industry. For example, we have the National Handloom Development Program that provides concessional credit, marketing assistance and logistical support and also promotes supply schemes. We also have the eDhaga mobile app. We have the Comprehensive Handloom Cluster Development Scheme that develops mega handloom clusters and provides relief to MSMEs as a grant. And we also have the Yarn Supply Scheme that increases availability of yarns to eligible handloom weavers. The Handloom Weavers Comprehensive Welfare Program also assists weavers in availing social security benefits. This Handloom Day, some questions we need to ask are, is what we are wearing sustainable fashion? Are you being greenwashed? Everyone is using terms like organic and sustainable loosely, but don't let brands greenwash you into believing what could not be the actual core value systems. The third question is, who made your clothes? Fashion Revolution India is campaigning for a better fashion industry with the trending hashtag, who made your clothes? Know the story behind your clothes. The fourth is the nostalgic value. Do your clothes tell a story? Are you proud of that story and can you own that? India's soft power has long been endorsed by the handloom and handicraft space, in addition to other symbols of cultural power in the field of arts and crafts. Khadi and the charkha became strong motifs and continue as metaphors of our cultural heritage and local production. Now, Gandhi's Khadi journey and the Swadeshi movement was the first time that the association between morality, nationalism and one's sartorial choices came into play. In 2021, this association is more relevant than ever before. Today, what you wear speaks volumes of what you're promoting vis-a-vis your nation, your local surroundings, as well as the environment at large. Fast fashion in itself is being discarded for the large carbon footprint and the bad working conditions it promotes. Getting that fast fashion delivered to your doorstep from millions of miles away is only compounding this problem further. So if you want to break this chain of sartorial ignorance and insensitivity, then go to your neighborhood markets and support exhibitions and local brands that are producing sustainable and conscious fashion. Be vocal for local, be Swadeshi.